What's up? Hello, I'm a bit early. I don't care. I'm too hype. Too hype! How's everyone doing? Hi Will. Hi Katie. How is everybody today? How's the sound? How's the sound? 'Cause it's fucking turned all the way up. Can't go higher. Speaking. Hello. Welcome back. Sounds pretty good. Good. It's peaking on OBS. It's fully in the red. That's how we live our lives here. In the red. Where is my mother? Where is she? For I much desire to speak with her. Right, let's do this.
How many times must I tell you?
That's the sound. I can't turn up, so it doesn't matter.
You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Just like
Without
everyone
your
else is
mother,
hot for your mother.
Hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
I forgot she mysteriously
I
had
do
her hand.
apologize for being late.
Stumpy.
I was obliged to clear up some urgent business.
What are we going to read next? Skill point in etiquette, skill point in politics, science. What have we got? So we're level 1 politics. What is etiquette? What the fuck is etiquette? Oh, level 1 etiquette. What are the other options? Etiquette, politics, science. How are we doing on science? one side. So really, it doesn't matter at all. I kind of want to say politics. Let's go with politics. Oh, we could equip 2! Well, shit! I wasn't expecting this. Fuck. How about science? Okay. Let's go. Start quest. Hold space. Did it just say you had 2 to equip? I thought it was restricted to 1 per day chapter. Apparently we got a lot of downtime today. We can read 2 books. Welcome to episode 2 of the Council.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please
Yes.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis.
I just said I
made you
might.
cross the seas, and
What
I
the
wasn't
fuck?
even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. Unfortunately, I am now confronted with another problem, which I would rather have done without. You see, last night, Miss Adams also
John
went missing.
Adams? I'd like to know more. Yeah, let's use...
And why is
use
that? Can you tell me more?
Our questioning.
I have had my people searching for her all over the island. Alas, to no avail. It so happens that both her mental and her physical health are extremely fragile. I'm worried that the same thing happened to her as to your mother. Also, I would appreciate it very much if you could tell me what you were doing on the floor in her room
Well,
in the
see,
early hours
It's
of
quite
the
normal.
morning.
we
I
were
can
getting
explain everything.
shit-faced.
Well,
And
I'm glad to hear it.
She drugged me,
You see,
actually.
Sir Gregory is about to
roofied me.
arrive. He's taken
and
Elizabeth's
I don't know what
disappearance
happened after
very, very seriously. Please reassure him so that we can talk about your mother.
William, I would like to see you a moment before we begin. In private.
Let's step outside a moment. Louis, this will only take a few moments.
Was he wearing blue sequins underneath his coat? Did I search the study or wait? Yeah, we're fucking searching the study.
Let's take this chance to look around.
Okay. What have we got? Chocolates. Ooh, delicious. Enclosed are the witness statements of guests Bonaparte and Hillsborough, statesman of Napoleon Bonaparte. When asked what you were doing yesterday evening, Monsieur Bonaparte replied, "After talking with Lord Mortimer, I spent the evening playing cards with Sir Gregory, Mr. Washington, and His Eminence Piaggi." Sir Gregory won. When asked, "Did you notice something strange throughout the evening?" Monsieur Bonaparte replied, "At daybreak, I thought I saw someone on the balcony, but couldn't see who it was." Statement of Duchess Hillsborough. When asked, "What were you doing yesterday evening?" "I spent the evening with Monsieur de Richet's company. We admired the works exhibited in the Manor Gallery. While going up to bed, we ran into Miss Adams. As I was tired, I left Monsieur de Richet and Miss Adams in conversation and went to bed. When asked, "Did you notice anything strange?" She replied, "No, not that I remember." Hey, just stretching my legs. How you
Please,
doing?
sit back down, Louis.
How the fuck's he here? Who's whistling?
This sort of behavior is not working in your favor, young man.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Gregory, Louis told me we needn't be concerned.
Of course. Monsieur de Richet, the situation seems to escape your grasp, so I won't beat about the bush. Did you kill Elizabeth Adams?
What? Elizabeth is dead?
No, now let us remain calm. We do not yet know, Gregory, precisely what has happened to our poor Elizabeth.
I beg your pardon? So what are you accusing me of then?
We must remain calm, Gregory. We have found no evidence that would
Gregory,
suggest
you
that
bitch.
Elizabeth has
Stay
been
calm.
murdered. For the time being, she has only disappeared. Let's stick to the facts, if you please.
Yes, let's.
Well, where is she then?
Put some some light in here.
Last night when we talked, she said she felt uncomfortable here and spoke of leaving but didn't say where to.
Knowing Elizabeth, I am sure she must have spoken to you about your mother.
I don't see the connection. What has my mother got to do with this?
Gregory is suggesting he isn't certain that Elizabeth has left the island, and that some misfortune might well have befallen her during the night.
But that's not the case.
Well, that's what you say. You are the last person who saw her alive. There might well be any number of reasons why you wanted her silenced.
No one can substantiate your claim that she left as you said she did, Louis.
Damnation, William. This is a fiasco. Sir, you don't seem to realize just how serious this is.
Let's try and remain calm, Gregory.
Gregory.
In any case, it would be far better if Elizabeth really has left the island, as Louis says.
Oh, that's what's whistling.
Why do you
actual
think she
word.
wanted to leave?
She was terrorized by my mother's presence here. Just the thought of coming face to face with her was unbearable.
Did she tell you why?
Yes, she brought the subject up.
I'm sorry, Louis. It couldn't have been easy to hear.
For your sake, I sincerely hope that she got there safely. Monsieur de Richet, I
Sorry,
apologize
hello,
if my
hi,
words
Ashley.
seemed a little
How you doing?
abrupt.
Welcome.
I dare not think what would
To
happen
episode 2.
if Elizabeth came across your mother on the island. Your generosity may well cost you dearly.
I understand, my lord. I certainly regret it.
Yeah.
You don't need us for any of this.
That's so
So come
successful.
along, Monsieur Peru. We are leaving.
Bye.
Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse, if you will. I don't know why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone. The question is, who?
And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
Oh, she's the cat.
Knowing my mother, she would be the cat.
That doesn't make me
question.
feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon
Well, you fucking
desperately
weren't around
needed financial
all
backing
day
to
yesterday,
properly
so-
equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However,
I have a funny
there's
feeling
one
he can
thing
go
that
far too.
surprises me. Isn't Bonaparte a bit young to deserve so much attention?
Well, you come straight to the point. I like that. Indeed, if you knew just how much you remind me of him. Trust me, I'll wager that Monsieur Napoleon will soon prove himself. I'm working on it, at least. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Who the fuck
Such
is...
as what?
Wait, is
You
Sarah
see,
our mum?
I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending?
Oh,
If
you
only
know
to
it.
follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to
Thank you
keep
so
your mother
much.
informed
Ah.
of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
I have absolutely no idea.
Only my mother trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she
Grab a
reappears.
drink, probably some food.
There's
to go back.
something
no
I still don't
worries.
get.
It's a trap, yeah.
In your opinion,
Probably.
why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Likes camping. Maybe she's wary of someone.
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Wollner, and myself.
And the staff. One of which is standing very creepily right behind and in the centre of this conversation, if you notice. Oh, I don't know if that's a thing. Holmes a dick. Shouldn't be wary of Holmes. Can't remember who these two people are. Adams just...
You forget Elizabeth Adams, my lord.
That's true. But Gregory and I arranged it so that they wouldn't run into each other. I thought it had worked.
See? He's right. He's back there.
Do you think that your mother felt she was in danger because of Elizabeth?
Basically in the centre of the
It's
frame.
possible.
Don't...
The only thing I can tell you is
Maybe I'm
that
reading into
Sarah
it too much.
had
Hi, Chris,
indeed
before I
changed.
welcome
At the
to
beginning
the
of
chat
our stay
and
here,
the stream.
we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
What did you
You
speak
seem
about?
to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
The armistice between the Russians and the Turks. Russia's come out of it having officially won Crimea, which gives it direct access to the Black Sea.
And, at the same time, the Mediterranean Sea. I'm worried about the decisions Tsarina Catherine might decide to take. She's a woman who managed to get rid of her husband to accede to the upper reaches of power. Gaining access to the Mediterranean Sea remains her main objective. When she still had that dear Potemkin as her lover, I could always find out about her intentions, but those days are over.
You're speaking of Grigory Alexandrovich Potemkin?
The very man. The little devil behind the mother of all Russians. Since his death, I know absolutely nothing of what the Tsarina is up to.
Oh, really?
Ah, yes. I didn't mean to shock you. Please forgive me. Let's just say that, in my position, it is often advantageous to know about the habits and customs of world leaders.
I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them.
Wow, sounds
It so
exciting.
happens that
Can
the
I leave this
Crusades are also my
conversation now?
subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Is that so?
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on. That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that? Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together
Go lie
again
on a
to
fainting
see
couch
things
somewhere, Louis.
more clearly.
It's all too
you
much.
said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
One last thing, although I don't know if there is a connection.
I'm listening.
A gate was
doing a very
forced
bad
the
job
other night
predicting
near
this
the
so far,
wharf.
bad will. I have
Nothing serious, just a few small things damaged.
gate was forced the other night. No, nothing. So.
Sorry, my lord, but I was searching for leads to my mother. I thought I was hot on her trail and didn't take any precautions.
Well, you could have reported it to a servant. But never mind. I shall put it down to your ardor and anxiety. However, please try to respect my estate in future.
I certainly will. Please accept my sincerest
I am
apologies.
almost definitely not going to, but
That's
yes.
all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest.
Who's the last
In
guest?
the meantime, I shall get
Who's the
someone
last
to
guest?
open
Hey,
the box
hey,
room
hey,
upstairs.
who's the last
for you.
guest? Bitch.
Thank you.
Who's the last guest? God, Louis, you don't ask them important questions. Fuck. Pudding.
The room was just opposite Mortimer's study.
Okay. Go to the town. Is this... I can't go up. Okay. Just opposite Mortimer's study. Ooh, a book. Can we... Nope, not that one. Oof. The movement in this game is not the nicest. I want to be further away from him. I'm too close to him, and it makes me feel weird. Is that just we can sit on it? No. A half circle shaped key. Well, that's very interesting. Have we found a half circle shaped lock? Jacques Perru.
So Jacques Perru?
Can we? No, we cannot. Oh, it's very sad. No, no, no. No.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Can't go in his room either.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
No, can't go. I want to go in people's rooms. Duke. Goodbye. Goodbye, mate. Goodbye. Goodbye, mate. I'm going to make that joke every time. Is he the one we're waiting for? Is he the last guest? Tower room. It said it was opposite Mortimer's study. Is that... Washington. Here comes a general. Rise up. Here comes a general. Rise up. Yes, I am going to sing Hamilton songs every time the name of a character comes up. Where the fuck am I going? Volna. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Is this... Oh my god. We went the whole way around. And we just needed to go slightly to the left. Plot twist, it's the triplet sister. Okay, so we've got a collection of weird vases.
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, "We must find a safer way to communicate."
Up there in the top
Someone
corner.
is onto
Yeah, I know,
us.
but
Trust in my faith in the
I
man
went
with the
the
sword.
entire way
Some
around
mother
the
had an
building
accomplice here.
to end up where
Who
I
could it be?
started. If I'd gone slightly to the left
Who could she
from where I
be
started, I would
suspicious
have
of?
just found the door.
I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
I missed that. What?
There are burnt papers in the chimney.
We must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us.
There's a legible
Trust in my
fragment left.
faith in the
Hey,
man with the
I recognize my
sword.
mother's handwriting.
Okay.
She says,
Skip.
"We must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword." So mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
Who could
Who
it
could
be?
she be suspicious of? I
Everyone.
must
She
find
seemed
the
like a
next part.
very
Faith, sword.
suspicious
I
man.
recognize her love of
Woman,
riddles there.
even. Waxwork Maggie Smith.
Great.
Seemed like a very suspicious woman, so... I mean... A book.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rage.
What is this disc? Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Okay. Take it. Lodestone.
Carmelite water.
No.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Game. Why have you frozen? Oh. Whew. Examine the painting. I remember this story. The myth of St. Paul is well known. Let's just examine it.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Right. Okay. Thanks. Did we find everything? So, next door. I love the use of real painting put into the game. They don't
The
look
door
that bad,
appears to be
fair.
locked on the other side.
Oh, interesting. Let's just destroy this man's fucking estate again.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
Here's the
See if
disc.
it works.
Yes.
It's open.
chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Blow on it. I don't have any of these. Okay. So in that fireplace. Paintings.
The New Testament.
Analyze the book. What is it?
This book is incredibly precious.
Bible.
I believe
Okay.
this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord. A volume of the Gutenberg Bible.
Read. Paul, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck me, I don't know. Never mind.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Yeah. We'll come back when we know what we need to read. Not fucking going through the whole Bible. A book.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Okay. That up. So, what paintings have we got? The man with the sword. Are there any paintings? A man with a sword. That sword? That's a sword.
Great. St. Paul painted by Guido Reni.
That's a painting.
St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome.
Okay.
Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting.
Rome
And underlined it twice. No, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Nope. We don't need to think about the secret code. We know our shit. We know what we're doing. Paul. Epistle to the Romans. 11.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Oh, wait. A note from Mother is carefully folded between the
How's that,
pages
mate,
here.
if you want me to start
What does it
analysing
say?
passages from the Bible?
Dear E,
It ain't happening.
I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the two groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that?
So these are all paintings of apostles. And this is the youngest one. So E could be Emily Hillsborough. Or he doesn't have a
St. John
beard.
is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. Hey, wait! That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle.
Yeah.
Right. This painting is therefore associated with the answer which E had to give to my mother. Now, I just need to know how to recover the answer.
We'll look behind it for a start.
The painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But wasn't my mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle? Ah, of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the second
This guy's
day,
quick, isn't
the
he?
pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
to their left and 3 to their right.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
No, we can't uncover them and move them. No? Okay. I missed it. Yes. Item not picked up. Oh, I see.
St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
What's that code? I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code should pick up the package and where hide it. No one find it imperative. Awaiting your
On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
1 to their left and 3 to their right. So
there's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Jesus. Okay. So 1 to the left and 3 to the right. So 1, 2. Fuck me. Okay, never mind. Is that not it? 1, 2. What's this one?
St. Paul, painted by Guido Reni.
Be this one.
St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Oh, God damn it. I'm gonna do this whole thing again.
This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
Okay.
St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Okay. Not all that helpful, if I'm honest. Wait,
I guess I'll just come back later.
what did that say? Ooh. Ooh.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Half of each group.
guess I'll just come back later.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to think about this thing. I have to use a point to figure this out. I'm gonna have to use up 3 points. Oh man. I don't know if I want to waste 3 points. 3 points is a whole different ball game. Fuck. Let's just read both of them. Oh, half of each group. Jesus.
For you are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
Okay. I don't really want to go through them all to figure it out. Have a bit. Think about the code.
They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? A group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling them prophecies?
God damn.
For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
Okay.
If we have hope in Christ in this life only, we are, of all men, most miserable. Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message. It is of paramount importance that
I
no
just
one
noticed the
finds
stream
it.
title.
Watch out for the
I'm
Prussian.
quite proud of that.
He's on the trail.
I'm proud of the title.
Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
What? Okay. Paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organise. Follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. Mark. Follow the first group to Mark. There's 6. So chapter 7?
Then came together unto him the Pharisees, and certain of the scribes, which came from Jerusalem.
No? Okay. Oh man.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Follow the first group to Mark. Now please explain what Astrid is and why she has tentacles. Q&A. If Katie doesn't answer in chat, I'll explain what Astrid is. But I'll let her have a chance to explain.
And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan.
Oh, I can't be doing with all of this
And as they did eat,
religiousness.
Jesus took bread, and blessed it, and broke it, and gave it to them, and said, Take, eat, this is my body.
The Bible VOD isn't
And
written that
behold,
well. It just
there
doesn't
cometh
flow
one of the
nicely.
rulers of the synagogue, Jerus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet.
It's like, and then he stopped, and then he spoke to him, and then he got out some bread, and then he broke that bread, and then he gave them the bread. The bread of bread is bread. I'm so confused. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group. To Mark, who will reveal.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Well, let's just fuck. Is there a Mark? Is one of these paintings of Mark? That guy wasn't Mark, was he?
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew,
No.
painted by Guido Rini. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Okay.
Painting of Saint Mark,
Mark,
from the
okay.
collection of the Apostles by Guido Rini.
Follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal. Right.
It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
Okay. I know this puzzle. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it either. Scrutinize the chest of drawers.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
Okay. God damn it! I knew we should have got linguistics. Why in Hebrew?
Choosing the
Probably
Hebrew
because
alphabet is no
religion
coincidence.
stuff.
It's got to be a reference to the Bible. There's nothing worth noticing here. No, nothing of value here.
Okay.
There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
Okay. Hebrew and 8. Okay. What can we figure out with this? What have we got? I mean, epistle to the Hebrews.
Thou hast put all things
8.
under his feet, for in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him.
Okay, not that one. Then, oops, no. Was it this one? Hebrews.
But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. Here's a message.
Yay!
There are some complications. Indeed, the Prussian is insistent. What's happening at your end? Do you need help? If tonight is not possible, let's say tomorrow evening, in the South Room, where we reviewed the situation. When Paul understood that only the axe counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left, in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, this last comment is about their code. I should find new pilgrims near Paul.
Okay. Paul was the big one, right? This was Paul? Paul was out here?
St. Paul on the road
Yeah.
to Damascus by
Okay.
Caravaggio.
Okay. New thingies to his left. When Paul understood that only the acts counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. What? My mother is in... She's incredibly irritating. What was that? Oh, it's
A
coin!
Bazant.
Psych. Bork, 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 bork. Who's this bitch? Is this Paul as well? No, this is
Painting
Mark.
of Saint Mark from the collection of the Apostles by
Okay.
Guido Reni.
Okay. This was John, that was Mark, that was Matthew? I can't remember who the fuck that was. A confirmation to his left in the company of the pilgrims that have joined here. God damn it. Ugh!
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
I don't know if we used... because we found that 4 earlier, I can't remember if we used it. I've really no clue what's going on. He went back on his tracks. So we've already done Corinthians 1, right? He went back on his tracks. So Corinthians 2. And then we found 4. So, chapter 4.
Because we look not at the things that are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe I'm not.
And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests which did so.
Does this make sense to anyone? Because I don't know what's going on. When Paul understood, you're going to have to read the vast majority of the Bible by the end. I know. Ugh. When Paul understood that only the acts counted, he went back on his tracks. The Acts. The Acts of the Apostles. The Acts, and he went back on his tracks.
And suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
No.
And there were 7 sons
we
of
just
one
did that one.
Skiva,
Fuck.
a Jew and chief of the priests,
Oh, no.
which did so.
What did I do? Oh. I have a fucking map. Are you kidding me? Are you... Jesus. That would have been... Probably should have known that already. The acts.
And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E.
There we go.
We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself.
Hey Nick, welcome to the
I
stream.
suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that?
You can try and marry Bear Grylls if you want. I wasn't listening. What does she mean by that? It's probably allegorical.
I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means.
What means?
Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Where is it? Beyond the nightmare. I agree with guessing me. It's probably allegorical. Unless there's like a fucking statue of a horse somewhere or something. And it's black, so it's a nightmare. Whoa. You've cleared your name in the eyes of your guests. I searched Lord Mortimer's study. I found all the correspondence between my mother and E. I discovered my mother's message. I did not understand my mother's message. It's like, I fucking know. Mate. I hear Bear Grylls is up for anything. How are you this evening? He doesn't have to say it twice. I'm all good, by the way. Just spent the whole day sleeping. I hang out with my friends all day. Both are excellent uses for time. A tragic fate. Oh no. I did not understand. Diversion and etiquette. We can equip 2, so we've only got 2. So let's equip them. Ciao! Achievement unlocked, dumbass.
I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Talent unlocked, apprentice. What does that do? Which one's apprentice? Where's a... Ah. Read 5 manuscripts. Okay. Alright. Restores 2 effort points. I need some honey. I need some royal jelly. Fuck. Meet with the other guests in the small living room. Ha 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 ha. It's downstairs, right? Oh, hello. May I speak with you?
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Yes, I know.
You are expected in the
fine.
small salon, sir.
Goodness me. Fine. I must. Where are the nearest stairs? Wait, no, they're going up. Stairs going down. I reckon hanging myself would be more interesting and funny. Wow, okay. Dark. I'm gonna have no social life and have too much homework to do. You seem to enjoy ripping yourself apart there. It gets better post-school. I don't miss homework, I truly don't. Yeah, to be fair, as much as adult life sucks, I like not having homework and just being able to come home and play video games.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's.
Did my
mother know about your
sister?
secret?
Just
Yes,
FYI.
even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision. I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Adult life kicks ass. What you on about? Adult life kicks ass if you make enough money and have enough free time to use it. Adult life doesn't kick so much ass if you don't have those things. Just bonded.
I've got a question that might seem a little bit strange.
I'm listening.
If I said go beyond the nightmare, would that ring any bells?
No, means nothing to me. Do you mean literally or figuratively speaking?
It might be a place, I don't know where, but it's a lead.
You ought to ask His Eminence. He knows the house and its estate very well, being a frequent visitor here.
Thanks for the advice.
Why does that guy in the face mask look like Jason
Should I
before
speak
he's
to him about my
lived in the
vision?
18th century?
If what I saw is true, she might want to take
Oh
revenge.
no, we don't tell her. No.
I better keep that to myself for the time being.
And the same, it's the
Come,
truth.
Louis.
Someone's
They're
keeping on
waiting
to
for
the
us.
black. Literally every servant in this looks that way. It's either all the same person and he just moves really fast between places.
You will pay dearly,
clothes,
Peru.
perhaps.
I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my
French
friends.
accent.
Let's calm down. Everyone
What was the
seems to
vision?
be a
Was he
little
banging it? I had a
unnecessarily
vision of
heated.
my mother
Don't forget
shooting
where you
her
are.
twin
please.
sister
What's
in his
going on here
face.
exactly?
Sir
And
Gregory called us
then it was
together to
confirmed that
introduce
that
the
actually
last
happened.
guest.
So we're having
But
visions
hardly
of
had
stuff
we
that's happening
arrived
now.
when he set upon Monsieur
And-
Peru.
Our mother's missing, and she also murdered that woman's twin sister. But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru. Why?
And what has Mr. Peru done to once again provoke someone's anger?
We don't really know just yet.
I get the feeling it won't be long before it gets out.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds.
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard?
What the fuck is this?
Well, let me inform you that
Why
yesterday
does his
morning
face
at
look so
10:22
strange?
a.m. precisely,
Why does he look
in
like
the
he's
middle
wearing
of
a
the Place
mask?
de la Révolution in
Like a
Paris,
paper
by
mask.
decree of the National Convention, which Monsieur Peru works for,
Maybe it's just the
King
lighting. It
Louis
just looks so
was
flat.
guillotined. What? The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in
There.
danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Something about his face just has no dimension. It just looks like he's wearing a flat bit of paper. It's like that bit in Deadpool when he's wearing the cutout of
let
Hugh
us
Jackman's
calm
face.
down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous. Bastard. He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote. Is that your democracy?
What an
Napoleon
obnoxious
translated to Italian
Until
is
this, anything
make sure
was
you don't
possible.
spend more money than you
This
actually
political
have.
coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Calm things down.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
Being
that's
in
enough,
debt
sir.
is referred to as being in the red. Yes.
With
And
whom do I
being
have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richer.
Are you
not
related
in
to
debt
Sarah
is
de
referred to as
Richer?
being in the black.
Sarah is his
I
mother.
think it's to do with the colour of the ink
Gentlemen,
that was
this
used
news affects
in
us all,
accounting
but
back
I must
when
ask you to
paper
remain
and
calm.
ink was
It's not
used.
the first time history
when
has taken
you
us by
owed
surprise.
money, it was written in red.
Let's ensure
and
that
when you
our
didn't, it was
respective
written in black,
countries
'cause
are
black
allowed
is
to respond
default.
appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Okay. So many fucking taxes to pay. Yeah. It's not that bad.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
They're not
Glad
anonymous.
you asked.
I'm sure they're
I want to talk
alcoholics,
to you
yeah.
too. Of course.
Oh,
I heard
hello,
about
well,
your mother's disappearance.
yeah,
Well,
da.
it's concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone.
Fork, fork.
Let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
No. Yeah, why the fuck
Hear you
not?
speak, it sounds like you and my mother were close.
Let's say I hold your mother in high esteem, yes. We were even planning to work together.
That's what he was getting at.
20% ain't that bad. What's worse
Did
is
she
since
tell you
our
about
government spends
our
it.
arrangement?
I would rather pay more tax than actually, you know, benefit from something that the government does. But hey. So why is he so interested?
The cat's
Just
out
do
of the
that.
bag now. More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book which might have been of interest to me, and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology.
I wasn't, no, I haven't been listening.
You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
Perhaps? He looks obsessed. String him along.
Indeed. My mother is never without her favorite book.
Oh, a stroke of luck?
I didn't think her original edition of Bougainville would be so captivating to you.
No, indeed. The one I'm interested in is a very old book, with each chapter under lock and key. It has nothing to do with de Bougainville's book.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that.
Ah, well, too bad.
You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
Yes.
Indeed. My mother and I had a brush with this individual just a few months ago.
What about?
About an object stolen from the Order a few years ago, which my mother wanted to recover.
Ah, This situation comes as a great surprise to me.
I got him now. I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Volner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Volner. You're the one who von Burchert was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess. Your dear king, I should think.
What? You mean Frederick William? Oh, my poor fellow. You are miles away. That stupid, pretentious puppet wields no real power. But seeing as you do not wish to be serious, so be it.
God damn it.
Good luck to you.
Oh man, I know what you just said. I'm far too tired to unpack and continue. Good luck, Nick. That would be really cool. Oh man, there's a lot of heavy tax conversation. This is not what I... God damn, guys.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest. All right, I've retrieved everything.
Golden elixir. Oh, did I get a bunch? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I think... Oh, hello, Napoleon. What are you fucking doing there? You've been there the whole time. You've just been fucking pretending to play chess and nosing in on our conversation. Oh, I see how it is. You sneaky little bastard. Because you're so small. It's because you're so small I didn't see you. If you can't make short jokes about Napoleon, when can you make short jokes? Right, fellas? I don't know who I'm talking to. Hello.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen
Have a great
to his
evening.
table. Huh?
Whatever you're doing. 3 Frenchmen to his table. Okay.
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Godoy.
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Meaning?
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view.
Okay.
Does expression go beyond the nightmare mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Thanks, bud.
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
And asked if we can make
I
short
hope
jokes
to
about
speak with
Napoleon.
her
when you can
about
make
my
them.
deal before I leave.
When you
Let
make
me know
them.
if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
Nice. Find out more clues about your mother's note. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look at our map. Remember, we've got a map, portrait gallery, library. Okay, let's go to the library. Let's talk to this guy first. So, hello, bud.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Chris 5'7".
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir,
Yeah.
but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about
ice
Lord
cream
Mortimer's
time.
guests,
Fair.
sir. Perhaps would like to know something else?
No, thank you. You're just as useless as you were last time. But it's been great. Anyone here? Nope. It's nice. It's a lovely, lovely atlas book. Beautiful. Ooh, warm myself by the fire. To the library. Oh, hello! There's this guy here as well. Oh, this is a little, like, wander around and chat to people time. Hello, Washington? Here comes the general!
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see, everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
You say so.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
Is it worth it?
What do you mean?
The situation is ready to explode with France over Catalonia.
Well, the Duke must have a darn good reason to be absent and come here, mustn't he?
When Lord Mortimer invites you, Louis, you come. It's always in your best interest.
I wouldn't say that personally, but... Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis.
Just
Let me think about it a second.
Will and I are going to see Hamilton on Monday.
Nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Well, thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
Bye! Sorry, I'm just having a little cashew break. It's jelly. This is the second time I've seen it. Why are there butterflies in here? Why are there so many fucking butterflies? It seems like an unreasonable amount of butterflies. They're on everything. I know they're pretty and all, but
Discourse
like,
on the Method
what
by
if they fucking
Descartes.
lay eggs?
This
Jesus.
book changed the way I looked at the
It's a big
world.
fucking painting, Jesus. Hello. Going to see that tomorrow. Going to an open air cinema tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. To watch Jurassic Park. Oh, hello, Pope, Cardinal, Reverend.
Ah, Louis. Just the man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
I'm sure a man like you is in the circle of trust. Would you know what the conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be about?
Not really, my son. Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
I was wondering what to think of that Manuel Godoy.
He is reputed to be a very ambitious character, at every level. But his faith is unwavering. He is a staunch defender of the church.
And I already don't like him.
As to his faith, I have no doubt. However, his ambition seems to surpass his morality, and I hope that it will not sully the crown.
You can say that again. The blue eyes of the latest Infanta, Maria Isabel, have left everyone wondering.
Oh.
Rumors always accompany men of power, Your Eminence.
Oh.
Naturally. But the number of awards and titles granted by the Queen during these past 4
the Queen of
years,
Spain.
little doubt.
Oh shit.
So Godoy really is this out-and-out rascal who uses his charm on the Queen.
Oh my god.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
My life.
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say.
Oh my god.
Could you at least tell me a little more
my
about the
God.
context?
Tell me more.
Well, I mean, if it were a place or an object found on this island, what would you think of
We're
first?
gonna have a couple of these, but
The
I'm really
nightmare.
Moorish.
No,
Moorish, get
I
it?
don't see anything. I'm sorry.
Well, that's too bad.
Or
Ah, wait.
less-ish.
I suppose it might be that horrible painting hanging in Lord Mortimer's study.
Pretend not to be that interested. Right. Well, don't worry about it. I was just curious. Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will
Bye.
be seeing you, Louis.
It's been fun. I don't think we've really explored this bit. No run off the edge. Wow, that is some vertigo inducing. Oh look, the wharf, that's where we came in. How did we... Wait. How did we get... Oh. Behind that pointy up bit. Right, there's a little bay. Cute. We need a telescope. BT dubs, your view counter isn't counting shit. Huh. Well, that's very odd. Very odd indeed. I'll just get rid of it. It's fine. Here we go. We need to get ourselves a telescope so that we can look out of windows, apparently. That bread is going to get stale just sitting there. This is all going to get stale. Flies are going to start. The butterflies, the fucking butterflies are going to be landing all over this. Fucking cover it with a towel. Jesus. Honestly.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
I found the nightmare. It's a goddamn health and safety nightmare. Got all of that already. Don't freak out. Sorry. I'm not a fan of heights. My bad. Every good cliffside man needs a place to hurl your enemies to their deaths. It's true. In my day, we didn't need handrails. Just accepted a higher mortality rate. Ooh, have we been here? Yeah, this is the portrait gallery, right? We've been here, okay. Boomerang activist. Fair point. Books. Yes.
Two
So
pages
many
out of an old
tasty
encyclopedia.
books.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Take it. Take it.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Should have taken it. Right. Follow that as well. We're just carrying so much stuff. There's no room in our pockets anymore. Thanos was right. Right, Mortimer's study. Oh, okay, can we... Second floor. Ryan Potts' room, DeRichet's room, Adam's room, the tower room. So we have to find Mortimer's study. Where is Mortimer's study? Let's go through the gallery. Okay, it was just that. Okay. It's only going to affect those daft enough to fuck around near high ledges.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
No. Yes, some light reading. The locksmith's art, yes. Bookworm. A coin. A pot of some shit. Oh, can't leave. Can't go through that door. Tear down those handrails, comrade. What is going on in chat this evening? Jesus. Okay. I feel like they said the tower room was opposite Lord Mortimer's study. So, is it this?
So, what did my mother mean by going beyond the nightmare?
This is an odd working environment, I'll be honest. Wow, this guy is such a nerd, just collecting coins, honestly. Wow,
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Arse. Yes! Oh, mate. Nope, I'm leaving it as that. Gonna grab a cup of tea, be right back. Okie dokie. I don't want to go down there yet. I want to do a nice, good search. Fucking bird again.
The Book of the Mortimer family.
Okay. You didn't want to read any of the words that were in that book then? You just... Okay. Fine. I'll do you. This is such an awkwardly laid out room.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
This isn't even my final form. Okay. Was that something?
The Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens. It's a book on the history of the Crusades. I don't think it has any connection with my research. No, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes.
I'm writing with regard to the dates of the paintings I sent you for temporary exhibition. Please note they are part of a private collection dated according to the Freemasons' calendar. As you may well have guessed, you must remember to subtract 4,000 years if you don't want the public to be surprised at the date of the works. No need to remind you that the Freemason year begins in March, not January. About the Longinus painting, I took the liberty to have the spear touched up so it better corresponds to the actual spear. Cannot urge you strongly enough to do the same for yours. Okay. That's the year 1792. Remember to reduce wood consumption next year. Okay. Prunes?
Let's take a closer
Chocolates? Shit! Take a chocolate. No. Fuck no. Actually, no. Let's live on the edge.
Dark chocolate beans. Very bitter.
I love it bitter.
They're greatly prized in high society.
Look, fix my graphics tablet drivers, so I'm doing some doodling. Nice. Are you going to do a doodling stream? Yoink. They don't look real. Nah. I ain't fucking with red berries.
A mynah bird. Well, Waldo, is your master good? Sarah de Riche? Waldo, you know Sarah? I
don't know if you should feed a bird chocolate. Let's get him a berry.
Might come in handy. A mynah bird.
Wait the bird.
Sarah de Riche? Waldo, you know Sarah? What? Repeat that, Waldo. Sarah? What about Sarah? Good God, what's been happening here? Well, Waldo, is your master good? I don't really know what I was expecting.
If not tomorrow, then sometime soon. Yeah, nice. Presuming they say something fixed. Sarah's been naughty. Chocolate for the master. I don't know if I should feed the bird chocolate. Can I get more berries? No. I don't think I should feed the bird chocolate. It seems sort of... I'm not going to do that. No, little book. Something on the floor. Yoink. Okay. Right. Let's look at this painting.
The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
Victim
This must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think.
A bird is not substantial evidence in the court.
Somewhere.
Hey, Waldo said so. It must be true. Find a mechanism to move the painting. Okay. Ooh.
Aha! I found it. Oh, what on earth is this? A ring
It's fucking
lockdown?
locked.
Great. That's all I needed.
1, 2, 3, 4. the rollers. Subtract 400 units. 1392. Huh?
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Okay. So that's 1. Great. Excellent.
No, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes.
8156.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. A myna bird. Oh, what have I done? It looks like I've killed him. Oh, shit. I better not hang around.
I knew I shouldn't have given him the chocolate! Ah! I'm a murderer. Fuck. God damn it. Oh my god.
This painting isn't finished. It looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period.
Detective work is easy. Everything just shows up so shiny when relevant. 8008 boob. What did you do with the 4 in the painting? I think it was to tell us like what verse to look at in the Bible, but fuck knows what was going on. I don't know.
It's a complex mechanism. Looks like the third ring is a bit seized up. It gets stuck on number 9.
So something 19 something.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
He'll never be able to testify now. Foul play.
The Siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre was a major conflict during the Third Crusade. Richard the Lionheart and Philip Augustus fought to take the town back. It was the Crusaders' first operation to take back the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
Can we read that crusade book?
History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Salle. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again. The famous call of Pope Urban II. 20 years after the capture of Jerusalem from the Arabs by the Turks, Urban II convened the council. He promises a plenary indulgence to Christians who go and get Jerusalem back from the Turks. The result, the Jewish community on the road to Jerusalem found itself persecuted for no reason. 12,000 Jews would perish, not to mention the massacre of Ma'ara, where acts of cannibalism by Frankish crusaders were reported, or even the capture of Jerusalem, where approximately 30,000 were left dead. It signaled the beginning of centuries of wars of religion.
"5192, the end of the Third Crusade." 519. Either that or it's 1192.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Ah, fuck.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Salle. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again.
Google.
The famous call from Pope Gregory VIII in his Audita Tremendi Bull of 5,187.
My memory is fuzzy to update people on my
the crusade
car.
where Richard the
That it had been
Lionhearted
found.
distinguished himself.
You did.
It states the first sea blockade of Saint-Jean d'Acre was broken in the 12th month of 5,190 AL, whereas the siege had been going on for 2 years.
5190?
Damn it. Doesn't work. 5,190. I was pretty sure it was right.
Ah,
Maybe I didn't
okay.
use the right dating system.
There we go.
Doesn't work, damn it.
Ugh.
I really thought I was close. 1,190. Isn't the right date when you subtract 4,000? I must have missed a subtlety.
Wait, no, it's the month. It's the month. It's the month. So, that was December. But it doesn't start. It starts in March. So it'd be 1191. Or the other way. Yeah! Yeah!
Open sesame.
Soon. Insurance company don't want the gear, so I'll hopefully have duplicates for everything. That would be good. I'm glad they found it. That's really rare. Well, this is lovely.
Let's see what you've been hiding, Lord Mortimer.
Dear Lord Mortimer, I'm writing to ask you to persuade President Washington not to sign the Fugitive Slave Act as it stands. We must absolutely legislate on a national level and not allow every state to choose their policy regarding slaves. It was initially intended to resolve a conflict between Pennsylvania and Virginia. By signing it, we risk legislating the hunting of blacks. More and more men of little faith are becoming slave hunters, and unable to find any slaves on the run, they kidnap the first black they come across, which they pass off as the wanted runaway. The situation threatens to quickly degenerate. Thank you in advance, your friend John Adams. P.S. Say hello to my daughter Elizabeth for me. John Adams. I know him. Who's that? Little man spoke to me those years ago. Awesome. Wow. Those words are completely wrong. Like, they're the right words, they're completely in the wrong order.
Moreover, it shows a fair number of sea voyages being organized towards the American continent. No doubt with slaves. How many men are broken in this trade? Tens of thousands each year, according to what people say.
My lord, I hope this letter will reach you. My hours are numbered. My printing house has been confiscated and I am imprisoned in the fortress of If by chance you could intervene in my favour, I would be eternally in your debt. The Tsarina Catherine should not be long in banning all Golden Order lodges from her territory. Our horizon has become considerably darker. In the hope that you can help me, your friend Nikolai Novikov. I'm gonna use some royal jelly. I can take that.
Great. Honey. Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimore. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in. And goes on,
nice.
There are hundreds of good ways to live life, but you only need one to convince the masses that it's the only one possible. The author isn't letting any ethical principles get in his way, is he?
What did I just get? Shepherd, that's not manipulation. Right. The gift has been delivered. Timur Shah Durrani, King of Afghanistan, of Punjab, of Sindh, of Mashhad, of Kashmir, should not retain his title much longer. His son Zamad will succeed him as planned. We will then be able to resume negotiations. K. I'm not going to waste a point on analysing the
It shows the force is present in America.
My dear friend, with thanks for your services rendered in helping the fight against the Spanish and the conquest of Iran, a ship bound for Marseille in France has been chartered. Hidden aboard are a few corpses infected with the plague that is disseminating our country at this moment in time. Be very careful when handling these boxes, because if inadvertently opened, you risk spreading the disease all over France. Great. Fun. Excellent. Cool. My dear friend, as desired, I've been able to gather together my friends to sign the agreement you proposed. This agreement should be known as the Buttonwood Agreement. If you recall the place where we gathered when you met us for the first time, you will understand why this name was given. Please find enclosed a list of my colleagues: Leonard Bleeker, Hugh Smith, Armstrong and Barmore, Samuel March. I don't recognise any of those names. Thanks for your help. We shall soon be able to meet at my place, the Tontine Coffee House. I look forward to seeing you as soon as possible. Okay. Let's see if you have the courage to face me alone.
This is my mother's writing. I've picked up her trail. What is she up to? Obviously, she wants to lure Mortimer somewhere,
but boy.
But where? The only clue she's left for Mortimer is his stone sword. It must be intentional. It looks like a decorative sword, like From a statue, for example. And judging by the state of it, I'm guessing it's been left outside for a long time. I've absolutely got to find out where it came from.
Okay. Damn, there's so much stuff in here. Okay. My dear friend, thank you for your words, and I do understand your situation. I regret having to confront you militarily, but if the situation obliges me to declare war, then do what you think fit. Under your advisement and with a weary heart, I am off to meet up with the coalition that opposes you in the hope of serving you again, George, King of Hanover, King of the United Kingdom, and of Great Britain and Ireland.
It shows the forces present in Europe. It's clear that France is surrounded by her enemies. However, a large number has been underlined in bold.
26 million.
26 million. I know what it is. It's an estimation of my country's population. All our neighbors have far fewer inhabitants.
Okay. Fun. Cool. William, whatever your projects, it would seem that our father is against leaving you with a grip on Europe. Russia will soon commit itself to the coalition against your dear France. Don't think you can resist for long. I beseech you, William, not to persist. You're tearing our family apart. Your loving brother, G. I shall come to your conference, but do you think holding it at the present moment is conductive? My dearest Lord Mortimer, as a friend of China, rest assured that you will be rewarded for your information. You need not worry about any scheming against us. From Great Britain, their representative, Mr. McCartney, will leave with no hope of any arrangements involving us. Your friend, Ken Long. Dearest Lord... Oh, I've just done that one. A little.
It's locked.
Yeah, I can see that. So, your plans to intervene in Belgium are to go ahead. Sit down. I am to occupy the Prussian army. Your delivery of cannons to Valmy has ensured our victory. As agreed, I have notified the King of Prussia of the invasion plans of Custine and the Army of the North. I will keep the Austrians out of Belgium. I am to quickly return to Paris, since the fate of our King Louis is about to be decided dishonourably, and it is impossible for me not to intervene. Should you have any missives to give me, I invite you to go by. As per usual, our friend Monsieur Peru. Sincerely yours, Charles-François de Mourier, General of the Army of the North. Blah, blah, blah. It's a map of
Fine-looking map of the Orient, indeed.
Okay. My dearest Mortimer, I regret to inform you that it will soon be impossible to ignore pressure from the Russians. The Tsarina Catherine has every intention of supporting the Count of Provence and will recognise him as the regent of the Kingdom of France, once King Louis has disappeared from the political stage. I'm sorry to announce bad news, but expect dark times ahead. Your friend Elfried Bauer. Okay. So that's this room, let's go into this one. Oh, the inner sanctum. That's a
Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever. Something strange about this table. The little surgeon's perfect collection. Looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton.
Where did he put the sword? Down his trouser leg.
These are feathers. Pigeon, probably.
Wait, you can get some from his
a skeleton
bird now.
by the name of Gustav. If the plaque on the plinth is anything to go by.
Gustav.
Mortimer's given a name to his anatomy skeleton. That's morbid. Oh, his right hand is missing.
Dear Lord Mortimer, as agreed, I have changed your old lock for one of my invention. Drawing inspiration from your doctor friend, Mr. Guillotin, here is the model of your new lock. If you appreciate my prototype, it's difficult to imagine how it all fits together, but it will be located in the middle of the present door. I aim being My aim being to alter nothing of the door's functionality, but to add a bit of spice. Spice. Depending on the lineup of the wheels, the aforementioned lock will open or will punish the snooper whose faith is not strong enough. I called my invention the Judgment of Faith because if a snooper is unable to resist opening it, they will be punished. I hope you'll appreciate the irony of the situation. Gustave Vautron, Master Architect. Dear friend, who is the most admirable of all the Olympians? None other than the king of the gods, of course. Unlike his father Cronus, he learnt to make equal use of his strength and wisdom. Instead, fearing the power of his children and brothers, he accepted to share the world with them. Men fear his thunder and praise his justice. He reigns, but doesn't dominate. Okay, so Zeus is the word that's gonna open that thing that we found, probably.
That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages.
Okay.
An iron mask. I wonder who it's for.
Any one of his fucking servants, because they're all creepy as hell. Let's keep going around the edge. Things in the middle of the room tend to be important and trigger cutscenes. Dear Lord Mortimer, be assured of my entire devotion. As agreed, the Vendée peasantry will soon rise up. My network is striving to increase the pressure on the masses. The decision of the Assembly, which consists of voting the civil constitution of the country. He's got lots of political influence. In conclusion, key with an occult fire symbol.
Am I seeing things, or is that an actual von Leeuwenhoek microscope? Incredible. Mortimer really is at the cutting edge of science. Even at the Order, it took us ages to get one of those.
Right, I'm off to start settling down as I'm old and she's night all. Good night, Zhao. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Sleep well.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Oh, you lucky. Oh, let's use some jelly so I can take that. Coinage Act, blah blah blah. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Cool. The tiger's dying. On your demand, I have attacked from the core and personally cut the throats of as many Englishmen as possible. Cannot hold them much longer. Okay.
Some goat skulls, chicken legs. Now we all know what that's for. I'm a little surprised at Mortimer. I didn't seem as the type to be organizing little pagan parties, invoking occult powers, and dancing naked under the full moon. I'm more used to seeing Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me.
Nah, don't start drawing tarot cards.
3 rusty old nails.
Not in this
They're
Satan
about 20 centimeters long.
Although,
look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been
the fuck
reading
is
the
wrong
cards?
with dancing naked under the
Mortimer?
full moon, Louis?
That would surprise me.
I kind of want to draw a card though. I kind of want to draw a card.
It is a typical drawing
love me a
line
tarot
that
card
answers
deck.
a
They're so
specific
pretty.
question. To the left, temperance, that announces a reward for one who patiently waits before taking any action. And in the middle, the chariot, which symbolizes triumph and business success. To the right, the emperor evokes a future full of power and stability.
Well, that's nice. That's all good things. Did I read that? Thomas Jefferson's coming home.
Oh shit. How am I gonna get out of here now?
the same code's not going to work, right? That would be... Are they upside down? Okay, so backwards then. One, 1, 9, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, missed it.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side.
Yeah. The code backwards. FPS if they go to the wall. Wouldn't it be whatever is opposite of the first code, like the literal opposite side of the dark? Yes.
Well, I better not dwell on
Sorry.
it.
Should have read that before I figured the puzzle. Master of Escape, right. Now we just need to find that box, what we tried to open. What was it? This one?
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Arse. Z E U S. Number fragments. Handwritten notes by Lord Mortimer. Where? I met Manuel Godoy. I got some information out of Von Waller. I found the nightmare that my mother mentioned. I poisoned Waldo! Ah! I could have met Peru under strange circumstances. Huh, how would I have done that? Huh. Points. I got 4 points. We probably need to cover all bases. So let's two in that, 1 in that, 1 in that. Okay. And that gives us level 2 vigilance, level 2 conviction, and level 1 erudition. So the only one we need to get is linguistics. The one I keep saying we need to get next, and then I keep ignoring, and that is my bad. But that's just how we do. Manuscripts to equip 3 of them? Whoa! Let's equip that one because we get 3 things. And then let's have a 1 in subterfuge and 1 in logic. Yeah.
This note is about a meeting with Lord Mortimer. There's no doubt about it. Alright, I need to find out where the sword that came with it's from in order to find Mother.
Okay.
You're joking, I hope. Don't tell me you've done that.
Really? How do you expect me to guess?
My tablet
for
doesn't really
God's
work, so I
sake,
can't draw.
just
I ended
ask
up colouring
them.
something I drew by hand, but that's about it. Oh, that sucks. Spy on them.
We must absolutely inform Sir Gregory. How long has he been trying to collect all the spears?
I must have brought him the first one 20-odd years ago.
Do you know if he has managed
He's
to
being
get the
so
original?
subtle. Oh my god.
Well, in any case, he's got all the ones we had at the Vatican. He made me replace them with copies. But I don't understand your reaction.
He's a master of
I'm sure it
subterfuge.
is nothing serious.
Aha. I can see very well you do not understand. You have done nothing less than sign our death warrants, and still you don't understand.
Someone is listening.
What? Monsieur de Richet, why not join us rather than find yourself eavesdropping?
I wasn't eavesdropping.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Of course you didn't. So, my son, what can we do for you?
Fuck it.
I didn't mean to spy on you, but you caught my attention. Your Eminence, I don't know what you said to Mr. von Boldner, but the poor fellow looks positively crestfallen.
Not at all.
Don't you believe it, Louis. I was just telling Monsieur about Lord Mortimer's burning passion for holy relics. You must have noticed he's a bit of a collector. Well, for years, he has been searching high and low to bring all the copies of the Holy Spear together. As I was coming here, I thought I'd bring him a few of them. That's all.
Be quiet, for God's sake. Please leave us, monsieur. His Eminence and I wish to finish our discussion alone. Leave us now.
Right. Where are the nearest? Right there. Nearest stairs are right there.
I am sorry, sir, but the conference room is under preparation and is consequently inaccessible to guests.
Could you perhaps help me?
What can I do for you, sir?
Where did this sword come from?
From the garden, sir. That sword belongs to one of the statues in the garden.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it, sir.
They're so creepy. So incredibly creepy. Right, okay, so we can't use these stairs. We have to use a different set of fucking stairs. Because everything has to be incredibly awkward, apparently. Hi guys, don't mind me, just going on my daily jog. Right.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
I want to leave. Follow the trail left by your mother. I would love to. Wait, no, the garden's in the centre? Did one of them say that the garden was in the center of their house? So the door is ajar in the portrait gallery. Okay. Let's go. You see me running, me hating, trying to catch me running dirty, running dirty, running dirty. Hello, again. How's it going?
Is everything all right, my young friend?
Wonderful.
Isn't that lovely? Well, see you later.
Well, this was a nice and awkward exchange. Thanks, George Washington.
The sword probably came from this garden, but what could it have been used for?
Beautiful. There's a wolf over there. And she doesn't look like she needs a sword. Hello. How you doing?
Well, Monsieur de Richet,
Do you want to fight?
what brings
Come
you
down.
here?
I tell you what I'm looking for, Monsieur.
Exhausted. You just counted an immunity. One effort point is locked. Ah, god damn it.
Peru. Will you promise to keep it to yourself?
Hell no. And anybody who gives you a promise like that is an unmitigated liar. Trust no one, Monsieur de Richet, or you'll soon be a dead man. I bid you good luck. You'll need it.
Fuck. Fucked it up. Games like this always make me feel like I've made the worst possible choices. I definitely made the worst choice there. I fucked it. Fucked it right up. Why is there all a wire here?
Ariadne. In Greek mythology, she helped Theseus get through the labyrinth.
Oh, okay. It's a string. Got it.
Looks like there's a crack in the region of the heart. Let's see. What's going to happen if I've got it wrong?
Okay. Right.
I wonder what this kiosk is doing in the middle of the garden. Too cramped to be able to do much. Well, there must be something going on there. What is that? Looks like a sort of opening mechanism.
Put your hand in it, boy. I guess we can analyze
Oh,
it.
Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs.
Okay.
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. truth unlocks all possibilities. It looks like this slab moves. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a passageway underneath it.
I wouldn't be surprised either, man. Whoa. What else is there around here?
Amber.
Amber. Why did you say it like that?
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete. She has no cracks. For once justice is done, she won't pay for the errors of the others.
What?
Alright, let's continue anyways.
Does one of these bastards not have a hand?
Theseus, son of Aegeus. He's the one who slayed the Minotaur.
Okay.
Looks like a crack has been made on his torso. It's as long as a finger. I'd say between 6 and 8 centimeters.
Okay.
I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma. Minos, son of Zeus and Europa. If I remember correctly, he was the king of Crete. Married to Pasiphae, he had many children, including the famous Ariadne, whom history remembers for her thread. Hey, there's a crack in that statue. Minos.
Oh, god damn it. No. Oh. Who's Minos again? Who is he? I've forgotten.
Asterion. It is rare to see him like this. In general, he's represented with the head of a bull, with the features of the Minotaur. The famous son of Minos and Pasiphae. Let's go.
So he needs the sword in him. Sorry. I need my sword back.
Ariadne. Try something else.
Okay. This way. This way. Stab him
Asterion.
in his kidney. Did any of them get stabbed historically? I assume this one.
This statue has a crack in it.
He's full of other swords.
Right.
And he's the
We'll soon
Minotaur,
see.
so I assume he was slayed in the labyrinth. So this all makes sense, I guess, but maybe I'm wrong. Thanks. Nope. This way. This way.
What's wrong?
Oh man, did we get poisoned?
I'm imagining things, or my hand was pricked. It had poison on it. My head.
Shit.
I feel hot.
Oh damn it. My bad.
Icarus.
He definitely wasn't stabbed in the heart.
The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, they came unstuck and he fell to his death. Pity. Hey, there's no crack here. Well, let's keep going.
Maybe it's a sequence? No? I'm gonna have to remember the story, aren't I?
Ariadne.
Is you dead? No, I've just got a point of exhaustion.
If I recall the Iliad, Ariadne is none other than the daughter of Minos and Pasiphae. She was in love with Theseus and helped him in his quest to kill the Minotaur in return for a promise of marriage if he defeated the monster. She gave him a reel of thread so that he could find his way back through the labyrinth, which was famous for being unsolvable. But once the beast was slain, the gallant was quick to abandon her on an island. Turns out heroes are not what they once were.
Okay.
Here's the famous Ariadne's thread, thanks to which, if I remember rightly, Theseus avoided getting lost in the labyrinth.
Oh, which way? Can we go? This way? This way.
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities. Asterion. Asterion was a son of Pasiphae and Minos, or rather the result of a curse put on Minos. Minos was punished for betraying Poseidon. Of course, as strangely it often happens, it wasn't he who was punished, it was his wife. She had to mate with a bull, no less. From that union, Asterion was born, who everyone knows as the famous Minotaur. Rejected by Minos, he was shut up in the labyrinth so he could never leave. And, as if that wasn't bad enough, he died by the hand of a hero desperate to restore his reputation. Technically, Asterion is the victim of the story because he's described as a child cast out from birth. Born from an extramarital union because of the errors of his father, he was treated as an outcast all his life. And he died as innocently as he was born. A tragic story, as the Greeks knew how to do so well.
Okay. It says justice. So we have to figure out who's the most guilty in this fucking story. So where's the statue of Minos? This guy.
Minos. The crack is in the region of the heart. Minos. In mythology, King Minos was known as a wise and just king, despite the fact that he deceived Poseidon. As punishment, his country was devastated by the white bull of the sea god, and his wife became passionately in love with it. From their union, Asterion was born, sadly known to us as the Minotaur. The illegitimate child, the child of shame, who had a sorry fate. And to think that Minos ended up as a judge of the underworld. Decidedly, the high and mighty always managed to get away with it.
Okay. So that says
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities.
let's give it another go. See if we get stabbed again. Yeah! We didn't get stabbed! Where's the blood on the wall? That's not great.
Ah! Whoa. Again?
Ooh, vision.
You can't be serious, Manuel. You know that's not going to happen.
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
Agreed? I wasn't aware you had a choice.
What's going on here?
What now? What else must I do to win back my freedom?
Obey me. Now get out!
Okay.
What was that? That's the third time in 3 days.
Blood all over his coat. Nice. Get a leaf or something, mate. Honestly, I'm glad he got
Let's see if
scarred at the beginning.
you're in there, Mother.
I like the scar.
Amber.
Amber. Amber.
Bandages? Someone's been patching themselves up. Looks like my mother took advantage of being in hiding to change her bandages, huh? This is silk. She must have used her own clothes. There are patches where the blood isn't totally clotted. That's a good sign, right? She changed them recently, which proves she's still looking after herself and still believes in her chances. Well, I'd love to tell her to keep hanging in there.
Rip servant, I guess. Ooh, squelchy.
Damn it, Mother. Now what's happened?
Don't move!
Wait, I'm not armed.
Who are you?
Good God, Mother, what have you—
Tell me who you are!
Mom, no. No, Mom. Remember me! I eavesdropped on the conversation between Piaget and Volna, convinced Piaget to reveal some information, succeeded in opening the entrance to the crypt, found my mother in the crypt. I could have inspired Peru to trust me. God damn it. 4 points available. Let's get linguistics finally. And subterfuge. I know we should probably be specializing, but fuck that. I want to be able to do everything really badly. We're gonna get shot in the face by our mum, and it's gonna be great. Right. That's pretty good. It's what, 2.5 hours? I kind of expected it to be longer. I'm glad it wasn't though, because I'm getting sleepy. Thank you for joining me for chapter 2. I think there's... I thought there was only 4. There's 5. So we will be starting these faces though. Oh my god. That's genuinely fucking terrifying. Right, we will be starting next Monday on episode 3, the Conclave. And I look forward to it. God damn it. This is such a good game. This is such a good game. I'm having such a good time. Right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And I will see you on Friday. And we will continue this next Wednesday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.